Hi everyone, welcome to Infinity. In the previous video, we were talking about exponents and the rules and different rules of exponents and how to solve it easily. And today we have the opposite of exponents, which is roots. Um, Actually, root is the opposite of exponent, and root actually undo powers. So for example, if you have 2 to the power of 3, which is 8, okay, and the third root of 8 is 2. So if you see how it works, actually the root is the opposite of powers and powers is the opposite of root. um, the first example is, and the most common example of root, which is the square root of 25, which is 5. If we just analyze it, the 5 squared is actually 25. So actually it's the opposite. So it's so easy if you just master, or um, you just memorize how exponents and powers work. You can solve any root easily. So actually we have different types of roots, as we have different uh, different types of exponents and powers. So we have square root and the third and the cube root and the fourth root, and so on. So for example, here the cube root of 27, which is 3. So 3 to the power of to the power of 3, or 3 cubed is 27. So actually we have many rules in exponents and powers. Actually we also have in roots. So the first one is, um, if you have this root inside it, a times b, so we just distribute the root to both sides. So it will be the square root of a times the square root of b. The second one is also, but different signs. We have here a division. So the square root of a over b, it will be square root of a over square root of b. So it's so easy. The third one is, as we said earlier, roots or powers undo the roots, and the opposite is right. So if we have here the square root of a to the power of 2, which is squared. So 2 will undo the root, or it will cancel the root, so we're left with a. And here we should analyze or separate the number inside the root. If it has not the square root of it, it cannot be a real number. For example, with the square root of 50, actually we don't have a real number, or we don't have real number that is the square root of 50 is that number. So instead we will do, oh, sorry, we will do that thing. 50 is equal to 25 times 2. So analyze it inside the root. So 25 times 2, okay, the square root of 25 times 2. So we'll notice that 25 has a real number. Its square root has a real number, which is 5. As we were talking, the square root of 25 is 5. So we can move the 25 outside the root, and we're left with the square root of 2. So it will be 5 times the square root of 2. And here the last thing you should notice if you want to solve any root that it faces you. For example, if you have a root of any type of root, this square root of third root, cube root, fourth root, if the number is negative, actually we don't have any number that it's square, if it's squared it left with a real number. So the square root of -9, actually we have a real number, so instead we will write I instead of the negative sign. So actually the square root of 9 is 3, and the negative we write it as I. For example, again, what's the square root of 16? -16 or -16. The square root of 16 is 4. Okay, and negative we write it as I, imaginary number, so 4I, and we are done. It's really easy lesson. Thank you.